You're listening to the Really Very Crunchy podcast with your hosts, Emily
and Jason. So, Emily, I can't believe I'm here right now.
Right now.
With you. It's wonderful. It's amazing. I'm so lucky that I get to be here, and I can't believe it.
I can't believe it either. That you are so lucky to get to be with me.
Wait a second.
No, I believe I can believe we're here. You're a really hard worker.
Well, so are you.
You've built something great for us.
Oh, not alone. Not alone. There's not just one construction worker on a Wendy's site.
No, but isn't it a thing that like everybody stands and watches one?
You think that's what's happening with Really Very Crunchy?
No.
I'm the guy digging the ditches, the trenches, the putting the piping in. Everybody else in the family is just watching.
Sometimes.
No.
Like you were setting up for this podcast and you were taking out, what were you carrying upstairs?
Tripods and
you.
This is true. Go ahead. I feel validated.
And you're like, I should teach you to set up.
Yeah. Very passive aggressive. Hey, you know what? I should teach you to set up. You've learned a lot though about video stuff. It's really cool.
Editing.
Yeah, you're a great editor.
Thank you.
I would say half of our viral videos are because you're like, take that out or add this in or whatever, or do a different take. And you've got an eye for it. And I'm like, I should really teach you how to use Final Cut. Mm-hmm. You could just do this yourself. Actually, it probably benefits that you don't. You just know. You look at it from a...
Right. You have to have that...
bird's eye view.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, good job being that overseer, micromanager. Can't believe I'm here right now. I'm your employee.
No, but there have been a lot of times where I have said, I cannot believe I'm here. And this morning was one of them.
Oh, yeah. This idea for this podcast, the theme, comes from, I don't know, 30 minutes ago, an hour ago.
I got an email this morning saying Beth from the Boston Globe wanted to interview me.
Yeah. Because it went over great with the New York Times. You're like, yeah.
Sure. Sounds good. I mean, the New York Times barely quoted me. So it's like, what's the worst that could happen?
I would say you were in for, a solid fourth of the whole article. Maybe a fifth.
I was woven in.
Yeah.
Woven.
You were
just
in and out.
Yeah.
You were like an ever presence of the New York Times article.
The ribbon, tying it together.
It started with you though, right?
Did it?
You're the first person in it.
Oh, really?
I think. I don't remember.
You sent me screenshots because I didn't have access to it, and it was all out of whack. So
yeah,
I'm not sure I actually read it the way it was intended to be.
Yeah. Well, it could have been. Yeah. I skipped all the other quotes and stuff. Yeah. Boston Globe, I think it's the same angle, same article. It sounds like. We'll see.
We got on the phone, and she's like, I just wanted to say, I am so impressed by your videos. I love them.
Very nice lady.
She's super so nice. And then I was like, oh, so how do you know about me? She's like, and I'm like, did you read the New York Times article and see my name in that? And she's like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Long-time follower.
Yeah, long-time fan.
At least a week.
7 days.
Hey, we'll take her. Welcome aboard, Beth. You're welcome here anytime.
She did
Boston
do
Globe.
an interview with NPR about her skepticism over bay leaves. So I was thinking...
Sounds kind of like a crunchy thing to me.
That sounds crunchy. Yeah. If you're skeptical about bay leaves, what else can you be skeptical about?
Is that the underlying theme of crunchy?
I do have a cookbook, though, that says harmony within the family can be determined by the number of bay leaves put in a soup. So whoever wrote that,
So you should add more
believer in bay leaves. Oh. No, like too many bay leaves, you're going to be in disaccord.
It's about balance.
Yeah. Well, no, that's not what this is a really old cookbook, very old.
This is your 80-20, 20% bay leaves.
That would be disgusting.
Well, who knows if it's, I don't know. Are we even talking about anything right now?
You know, my aunt has a friend who has a bay tree.
Is that
you
how
don't think about that?
Is that
you can just go out and get the
bay leaves come from a tree.
Yeah.
I thought they came from down by the bay where the watermelons grow.
I always wondered about that. Do watermelons grow down by the bay? I have never seen a watermelon growing by a bay.
Well, he was asking if you had. Have
No.
you ever seen?
No.
No.
He said where the watermelons grow. They do grow there.
Oh.
Have you ever seen a llama eating his pajamas?
Well, yeah, I've seen that, but I haven't seen a bay tree or a watermelon in the bay.
Yeah.
But I have seen, okay, no, I haven't. I've seen a few llamas, though, and I bet they would eat pajamas if you gave it to them. I can't believe I'm here. We've got a few of these. It's positive, both positive and negative.
Right.
There are many times in my life where I've just sat and thought, I can't believe I'm here. And sometimes there's not a smile on my face.
Like when your parents were dying.
Yes.
Am I allowed to make
Is that just
those
comedy fodder for you now?
You make those jokes all the time to me to make me feel so uncomfortable. And so I was like, I'm going to do it. But it's too soon. It's too soon. I'm not allowed to make those jokes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done it. Come on, Jason. Don't make me look like a bad guy. He's laughing. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm laughing so I don't cry. No.
Was that on your list?
Laugh so I don't cry. That's a different. My New Year's list.
No, your parents dying. Can't believe you're there.
I didn't actually have that on my list, but it is definitely a great one to start with, Emily. Thanks. No, let me excuse you for a moment, okay? The Morrow family, my side. I really
you feel it. You feel it. You're like,
I feel all the listeners thinking that witch. What a horrible person. Sorry, I still have a little cold in my throat. I'm sure you can hear it. No, let me explain. I think I've said this. The Morrow side, the way we always cope with dark times with humor, and it's the only way we know how to do anything, how to get by with anything. Otherwise, we would be emotional wrecks, and so we look like evil people, and by making off-color jokes when terrible things happen. And so Emily, who is not from that realm of sadistic, I don't even know what the word is, but
Jason, I'm doing it for you.
Made an attempt in front of thousands of people just now, and that's why she seems
sheepish,
a little sheepish right now, as she should. That was not in good form.
But
I'm kidding. It personally,
did it tickle at your smile? I saw you holding back a smile.
Because I was so
I
surprised.
saw it. I know. Well, that's how you get it. Like, I know you, and I know that that's how to get you to laugh. Has to be in a moment.
We're gonna get a letter in the mail, like some humor should be saved for off camera.
Your dad
off
would
audio.
Oh, I was gonna say your dad would die laughing, but he's already dead. Take that out. Don't leave this in.
She's kicking me while I'm down, I guess.
I'm sorry. I loved your parents. Okay.
Yeah, well, some of us love them a little bit more, apparently. All right. No, that definitely would top the list both times I was with my parents. But I wouldn't have started with that one. I certainly wouldn't have started with you having a laughing fit over it.
Sorry, I'm not laughing.
No, she's not laughing.
This sounds very
Let
insensitive.
me say it. She's not laughing about my parents. She's laughing at me, making her feel uncomfortable. That's what's going on.
You guys don't know. You don't know who I live with. You don't know the jokes that he makes.
Well, so I guess starting off, since we were inspired by that, yours being, I can't believe I'm here, talking to the New York Times, talking to the Boston Globe, basically over the same subject matter. It's weird to be sitting here thinking we make comedy videos about being crunchy, and for whatever reason, the world is very interested, and people are. Our work is being validated in a way, even if it's being ridiculed. I don't know.
Apart.
Yeah.
Speculated.
Yeah. So I guess this one ends up in the possibly positive, possibly negative realm.
So I went and saw Wicked last night. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
We saw the Broadway play. So
We saw it in London. I couldn't believe I was there.
Yeah, I know.
There's one.
I was really, curious about it. Anyway, I went with a couple friends, and they say things like speculumcated or
what?
Yeah, instead of like speculated.
Why?
I don't know. Or
was
like
that in the
you
play?
are.
I don't remember.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember.
But I feel like I'm going to start doing that.
Why?
Saying, I don't know. I just felt it when I said that word.
Okay.
No, I was just worried I was going to do that with the Boston Globe.
Oh,
it was like in my brain. Like, don't
quoted
don't
like
change the weird. Don't do
speech.
it. Yeah, it's how this is something really awkward about me. I start mirroring people's accent that I'm talking to.
I don't think that's that unusual.
It just happens. If somebody's really Southern, I kind of slip into that. When my friend Lydia visited from Germany, I had to very intensely.
Do you start using? Back. So you start using their words too, like the like just how they.
Something about it. It's probably something about being a two.
Don't watch The Departed then. That
would not go over well. So, and I feel like maybe that's what's happening. It's in my brain. I'm processing that movie. That was a lot.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. What's one of your biggest I can't believe I'm here moments, good or bad?
I think for me, one of them was when I was messaging with Carrie Underwood about sourdough.
On Instagram?
Just like a casual DM with Carrie Underwood.
Yeah.
She followed me. Obviously, I'm going to follow her back. I don't really know a lot of Carrie Underwood songs. I mean,
yeah.
Jesus, take the wheel.
No, we know all the Carrie Underwood songs.
Yeah, Carrie, be on our podcast.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
I will learn all her songs if she will come onto the podcast.
Deal.
That was a little surreal. Like, I cannot believe I'm here.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that Carrie Underwood knows who I am.
I mean, you could literally pick up your phone right now, say, "Hey, how's it going, Carrie?" She'd probably.
I'm not going to bother her. I'm not that type,
Yeah, I know.
I did invite her to
a gathering,
a book party, like a book release. What am I trying to say?
Yeah, book release party.
Book release party. Yeah. And she said no. And
that was embarrassing.
Ended our
She hasn't. You haven't talked to her since.
No.
You felt a little embarrassed.
Well,
it wasn't just a straight no, by the way.
No, she was going to be out of town. We were going to be in Franklin, where she lives.
Yeah.
And it was at a place that she recorded, the Dark Horse Studio. It was like a big, fancy place.
It was a...
I'm going to be out of town.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm going to be out of town. Like, maybe she would have. That would have been cool.
Doubt it.
You know?
But I was pressured. To ask her.
Not by me.
No. So I did. And yeah.
That's embarrassing. Can't believe you're there.
What about you?
So when I worked for Mr. Cool, I was their main video person for all their commercials. And I was sent on a couple of jobs to oversee a bigger company that was making our commercials. So I was there just kind of as a representative of the company, which is really cool because I wasn't having to do all the physical work of the commercials. And so I really just got to I have my opinion on this, or you should maybe do that. Really, I was just there to watch, and it was a lot of fun. And I learned a lot too, just for how big production worked. But I would say one of the coolest, I can't believe I'm actually here moment. We did a commercial with Brian Baumgartner
as you guys know,
as Kevin from The Office. And it was a full day, just one full day shoot. And I was actually in the commercial. I'm in the background of one of the scenes at like a outdoor grill bar, just pretending to eat while he's on camera talking.
Should we post this in the link?
Yeah. I'll
Lincoln
try to
Thomas?
find it, and you can try to spot me. I'm gonna, yeah. So, you don't care about spotting me. Brian Baumgartner's there. He was so much fun, throughout the whole day. And I got a whole bunch of little clips of him, outtakes and stuff, and it was really neat.
You actually called me
At the end of the day,
like FaceTime with him.
yeah.
And he was like, Emily, your wife, or Emily, your girlfriend? And then you were like, wife. He's like, oh, we're calling your girlfriend next.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
That was what I got. Thanks, Brian.
Yeah. Well, it was the end of the day. He probably didn't want to do any cameos for, you know.
Yeah.
But no, it was cool. I got to talk to him for, we were sitting at a table between takes and stuff and just hanging out. I talked to a friend, and I don't remember this, but he said that Brian did not like our director, which was not me.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other guy ended up taking over in the middle of the shoot because he didn't like how he was doing things.
You guys wanted him to kind of act like Kevin, and he wasn't doing it.
Kind of.
He wasn't given.
Well,
and
that wasn't in the contract. It was in the. I don't even know if he's allowed to, and without permission from like NBC.
Okay, but he is Kevin. That's who he is.
Well,
so
that's what a lot of people know him for that. Yes.
I've even seen him play that role in other movies.
But we weren't. No, and I've seen him play other roles in other movies where he wasn't that. But like, we weren't specifically hoping, can you do the Kevin character? But we were hoping for a little more of a callback to it in a way. Not for every shot, but
he was adamantly against it.
No, he didn't say it. He just didn't do it.
Yeah.
And we weren't really allowed to ask him to. That's kind of the thing. It was an unspoken, could you drop some chili on the ground and waller in it? Maybe. But no, it was kind of an understood. No, he didn't. And it was fine. It was a good commercial. It was funny. And it worked out great. And he was a really, really fun person to be around. And that was a full day of just like, I can't believe I'm here. This is really cool. Years after being a huge fan of The Office, and I had to play it cool. I couldn't fangirl over it, just like, hi, I'm the rep from Mr. Cool. So one of the most important people here, you could talk to me. I didn't say that, but
you had another experience with shooting a commercial, meeting someone famous.
Yeah. So this one was for me. This was for me because we were trying to figure out the next year. We're trying to figure out, okay, what's another, celebrity we can afford to
there's a
promote our
level.
brand.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean,
you guys were in talks with Chuck Norris.
We talked to him.
Yeah, it wasn't a good fit.
We didn't think it was a good fit. Yeah.
But don't downgrade your.
No, I just want to say, yeah. I mean, like we had. There were others we had talked to, and they wanted like $1 million and stuff, and it's like, no, we can't. We're at that time we were still a pretty small company.
Who wanted $1 million?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say.
Say it.
I don't know. Well, in marketing, when I worked at Mr. Cool, I had to sign an NDA, so I don't think I could talk. Do
NDAs last forever?
I think so, depending
Feels
on the
like
wording.
there's like a 5-year expiration.
Statute of limitations. Yeah.
Something.
So I had a favorite comedian growing up in like high school, and it was Brian Regan, and just loved his stuff. And
what's his big thing? He's not the Hot Pocket guy. That's Jim Gallagher.
Jim Gallagher.
Galligan. Please.
Gallagher's the guy that smashes fruit. Jim Gaffigan.
Gaffigan.
Which we
let me say it
weren't
again.
able to get him. No. Okay, go ahead. It's funny when you mess it up.
Yeah, but I'm on the Reddit thread as not being very bright. So Gallagher.
So is that Jim Gallagher?
I don't know names. I've already said that. I don't know. People are like, oh, who wrote that book? I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't look at the author's name.
That's fine. Jim Gallagher.
Okay, I had a professor with the last name Gallagher, I think, or
maybe it was Gaffigan.
Yeah, I'm getting all their names confused now.
It was actually Smith.
Smith Family Robinson.
Anyway, so I pitched Brian Regan. Loved his stuff. The big yellow one's the sun. That kind of stuff.
I just realized why you love me.
Was
I'm a real life Brian Regan. I'm the female version. Like over here.
Yeah.
Is that Jim Gallagher?
Yeah. Take luck.
Take care of the
I think
luck.
I've actually heard you say take luck by accident before.
Really?
I think so. Something like that. Yeah.
I do. I'm the worst about saying like you too.
Yeah.
To people, but in the wrong.
I hope you enjoy your meal. You too.
You too.
Yeah. Well, that was a really cool day too. That was a full day shoot. He actually brought his brother Dennis Regan, who's also a comedian. And I got to be in that commercial too. First thing, so I met him, and then he kind of went off and did his own thing, and we were all just waiting for the team to set up for the next shot. And he walks up to me and he says, "Hey, Jason, I hear you're the guy that can get me a large bag of cocaine."
Are we allowed to say cocaine in this family-friendly podcast?
Brian Regan's a family-friendly comedian, so there we go. Yeah. And I was just like, I was a little bit too starstruck to come up with something funny back, but I think
Regrets.
I said something. Well, I think I said something semi-witty enough to get through the conversation. But man, it blew me away that one of my favorite comedians was doing. For the record, I don't think he was actually asking me. So if he was, that makes things a lot weirder. But no, it was a really fun day, and I can link to that commercial too if I can find it. So, but definitely a moment.
You were in that one too.
Yeah. I was next to his brother in the command center.
You're an extra.
Yeah, I've been an extra in a couple of celebrity commercials.
Did they play those on like real television? HGTV or something?
I don't think they did Brian Baumgartner's, because I think that would have been something you have to write your contracts out like this is web only or something. And I don't know if Brian Regan's did or not actually. Maybe.
So as it stands, the only national commercial you've really been in.
Does web not count as Does web not count as national commercial if it's going out to people all over the world, or if it's targeting? It's just better targeting.
Nobody's watching commercials on Facebook.
You should see the comments on those videos. They're good.
Okay.
People watch them. This is the best ad ever. We get that a lot. But
Yeah.
I think there's just bots out there that says, this is the best ad ever.
No, I appreciate people who say that.
Yeah, they're not real.
I bet they are.
This is the best ad ever. Ad break.
We had another celebrity run-in. It was kind of funny. So do you guys remember the pumpkin pie story? When I made a pumpkin pie and nobody ate it. Who I was making it for is actually someone who's famous in my family. The lead singer of Cage the Elephant is my cousin, and the lead guitarist is his brother. So he's also my cousin. And
that would make both of them your cousins, yeah.
No, I was just saying. So I am not impressive to any of my family because I have real famous people in my family.
Yeah, they're like actually famous.
Yeah, they're like actually rock stars. True, real deal.
We just got to get our own TV show.
Oh, you have an Instagram following. Good job, Emily. Like, nobody cares.
They are really cool about it. Actually.
They are, but nobody cares.
Brad cares. Brad cares.
My cousins are proud of me. Anyway, as a perk, we sometimes get tickets to their shows if we want them. Mm-hmm. And they like give us family access, which is you go backstage, you get like access to all the things. You can just go wherever you are, wherever you want in the music festival, VIP, whatever.
Yeah.
So
neat.
we went to one that was in Nashville, and we were just wandering around. We were looking for their tour bus, and we came upon a group of guys that they were clearly, and we came upon a group of musicians. We didn't know who they were. They looked a little gothy. We knew that they were performers.
Now you look like you belong here.
But they were all together, and we had no idea who they were, so we didn't feel any
Till we
nervousness.
Walked outside of their bus.
We were just like, "Hey, can you tell us where Cage the Elephant's tour bus is?" And, they directed us. And then we realized it was the band Alice in Chains. Which,
apparently they're a big deal. I don't know.
Yeah. We didn't even know. I still don't know.
I still don't know.
Couldn't point them out.
But when somebody told us that was Alice in Chains, I'm like, well.
It was like they were actually a bigger deal at the time.
At first,
than my
I was like,
were. Who? I could not name one of their songs.
Nope.
So that was another one. Like, what? Why? How am I here? Why am I here?
I can't believe I'm here.
I can't believe I'm here. But you've met a few famous people, but to me, the most impressive was Hawk Nelson.
Really?
What's his name? The lead singer of Hawk Nelson. He's not Hawk Nelson.
Jason Dunn.
Jason Dunn.
But he's not their guy anymore.
Has been Hawk Nelson.
Yeah. He went solo. Got to spend a day with him. That was fun.
Yeah.
I just walked up to him. I was covering the festival for a newspaper, a music festival, and he was listening to the sound check. And I just walked up to him and I said, "Hey, I'm doing a video about the music festival. Can I follow you today?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, let's do it." And he just hung out with him the
so
whole
down
day.
to earth and cool, and he let
cool.
you on his tour bus.
Yeah.
And
tour buses are cool. We should get one for our show. I want one.
Gonna need a little more money there, babe. They're like $1 million.
No, you don't buy it. You rent it for however long your tour is.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see how this first run goes. Maybe if we do a West Coast tour, we'll have a little bus.
I don't know. A tour bus seems a little unnecessary. Like,
No.
Can't you just ride in a car?
No, it's awesome.
Aren't you?
No,
able
because
to?
you live in it for those couple of weeks, and your kids you have a whole bed in the back and everything.
It's not comfortable.
I've seen ones for comedians where they actually have like the back room is like it's a bedroom, basically a
RV.
Or yeah, basically yeah, and if you could put a mattress topper on it, it'd be fine. I'm sure it's great.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of people.
You've been
on
in a
tour
comedian's tour bus?
I saw one on YouTube. There was a comedian. He was doing a podcast, and he was talking about how he took his kid on tour with him, and so they just had I think a queen size bed in the back, and it looked cool.
I love hearing stories of people meeting famous people. Like my friend met Jerry Seinfeld waiting in line to go to the bathroom in New York.
Oh yeah,
and she just said hi, but that was it, and that lives in her memory forever. Actually, my current friend, that's a weird way to phrase it.
My current friend, she's no longer my friend, but
well, that other person I don't really talk to that much. A friend that I talk to regularly,
my ex-friend.
She met my cousin when she was getting fitted for her wedding dress. She was in Nashville, and the seamstress was also my cousin's seamstress, and he walked in and needed some work done on a coat or something, and she was there getting fitted.
Wow.
And she thought it was like such a cool big deal that she met him, and then I met her, and then told her he was my cousin. Full circle.
That was a full circle moment.
Yeah.
Can't believe you were there. That was awesome.
In that, I wasn't there at the seamstress.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But I do love hearing about people meeting famous people. So if you've met a famous person,
name
let us
drop
know who.
below.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to hear about it. It is funny when people are like, I met someone obscure that I don't know. And I'm like, oh, cool. Nice. That's awesome.
I'm trying to think of who that might be. I met David McCullough before he died. Famous biographer.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Nice.
He was going home to do laundry.
Wait, did you?
No, I didn't. No.
You're just thinking of somebody.
Yeah, I looked at my bookshelf and I was like, oh, who would be kind of obscure? Lois Lowry.
I think I would know her right away.
Well, you wouldn't if you saw her.
Wait, is it a girl? Is it a woman? Lois?
I would imagine. I think so. Yeah.
I would know that name.
Well, the name, yeah, but okay. Yeah. Those are the only famous, semi-famous people we know. or have met.
Lois is not in that.
Lois is not one of those, nor is David. We're on a first name basis. If we ever meet one day.
David?
Oh, he's dead. I forgot. Insert Emily dead joke here. It goes downhill from there for us.
I can't believe I'm there.
Well, it started downhill because of your off-color, inappropriate joke at the beginning of the podcast.
I feel like we can't move past
it
that.
It started low.
We're just really
and then we brought it up, and then we're about
it.
to go low, but you can't go as low as when we started. So, yeah, this is an awkward place.
One that is actually, it sounds low, but to me it was fun and adventurous was when we had sold our RV and we were living out of our car.
Yeah.
They came
that sounds pretty low.
To look at the RV, and we didn't realize that they were going to take it that day.
We weren't quite ready for them to actually take it, but they were.
They had traveled to see it, I guess. And so then they were like, okay, we'll take it. Here's the money. Oh, wait, can I get my underwear out of my underwear drawer really quick? You know, like.
We need to pack
wait, this is our life.
Yeah.
So we left so much stuff in there because
There's a few things you regret leaving out, don't you?
Yeah, there are a few. But it doesn't matter. Yeah, so our home was our station wagon.
Yeah. I couldn't believe we were there. Camping.
We had no food.
No, we had nothing. We had nothing.
We let them take our pots and pans.
Did we really?
I think we grabbed one.
For cooking skillet. Over the fire out the back of our car. We had a tent. Yeah.
Yeah, we were totally fine.
Yeah, I lived in San Francisco for 6 months, I think.
He's kidding.
Yeah, we couldn't afford parking. Yeah. No, that was one. Another Mr. Cool one was them sending us to Alaska.
That was cool.
To film a video. But the I can't believe I'm here moment was sort of to get there, you can't actually, to this place, Haines, Alaska, you can't actually fly there. Well, you can, but you have to take a seaplane. But when we were going in the wintertime, the seaplanes were closed, so you had to take a ferry. And according to you, it was an all-night ferry, but I don't remember it being all night.
It was overnight. I'm pretty sure it was overnight. Okay. Or it was at least a strange time because I remember everybody was sleeping. We couldn't find a spot because we had a 1-year-old. So they had like this tiny, I don't know, 5x8 room that was like a playroom, but all the toys were from the 80s and they were all really crusty.
Yeah.
And we went and sat in there and kind of dozed off. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It was like really shoddy lighting and
I guess
creepy.
I guess it was
overnight.
It was
so weird. And we were there. We were on that thing so long.
But it was cool because we were floating through the mountains.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Giant. But it was, remember we couldn't see. It was dark.
Oh, for part of it.
Yeah. It was overnight.
Ugh.
I'm certain of it.
What a terrible journey that
was.
was.
And then in the morning, like we didn't have breakfast. There wasn't a lot available.
Yeah, it wasn't like a cruise ship.
No.
It was a ferry.
It was a ferry.
Yeah.
And it was rough.
Snacks.
It was cold.
Oaks got sick.
That was probably from the overnight ferry.
What were we thinking? My goodness.
I think we were thinking free trip to Alaska.
And it was amazing.
Yeah.
Except he was sick the whole week. And you had to kind of stay with him while I went and filmed things.
It was fun. It was nice.
It was some of the most beautiful mountains I've ever seen.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know, like another kind of sad one down. Not sad because it's still like the most joyous moment of my life. My birth stories. Like they didn't go as I hoped. And so like for my first one, I read the Bradley Method book and I never did any like classes or anything, but I was certain everything was just going to go smooth. I was healthy. I was strong. Like, why would I have any issues with birth?
Yeah.
You know? But my water broke and nothing happened. Just nothing. And I waited and waited and waited and waited. I walked so far. I did all the things you're supposed to do, and nothing happened. So finally, we went to the hospital, and they induced me, and it was awful.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the worst. And I mean, there's like a cascade of interventions that happens. Then they just want to give you this, give you that, do this. And that's how people end up having, C-sections. And sometimes it's life-saving. Like, I totally understand that. But when you have like an idea of how you want your birth to go and then it doesn't go that way, it can be really disappointing. And I remember just like having my child and being like, I can't believe I'm here. This isn't what I expected. I didn't even feel what I thought I would feel, you know? So then with the second one, same thing happened. Same exact situation, and ended up being induced. I did get an epidural with my first one, but not with my second one, which is what I wanted. But I wanted no interventions. Yeah. Obviously. Right. So I always feel like sort of a failure, like I'm not a real crunchy mom. Which is stupid. Yeah, I understand.
That's crazy.
But like I didn't have the beeswax water birth that so many have. And
beeswax water birth?
Beeswax candle.
What?
Beeswax candles surrounding you as you're in the.
What if you burned yourself?
You're not gonna burn yourself.
The bees.
I don't know why I said beeswax water. I'm just seeing like the beeswax candle. You see it. You see the
in a tub full of phthalates.
I know. I do think about those.
What about that? Tubs. What?
I'm more of a bathtub or
are
birthing
they
stool
taking a bath in like a giant water skin?
I don't know.
A deer carcass filled with water or something.
So now I have like kind of fear surrounding that, which isn't going to help anything. But yeah, I mean, in the end, it was great. And the second one, it was a lot faster.
It was in the middle of COVID too, and so things were really weird. And that was the time where we were really afraid. Like we thought you would have to be in that hospital room by yourself.
Mm-hmm. Like, but you ended up being able to come.
They did let me in, thankfully.
Yeah. But I didn't because I was a huge help. He just like
he was ready.
Flew out.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird.
And I almost passed out.
Yeah, so meh. And both of them I'm like, I can't believe I'm here. But it's okay. You know, my kids, they're healthy. Everything's great. Everybody's happy. Ta-da! Jason's been like, we should do an episode on your birth stories. I'm like, what? On the disappointment of...
Well, yeah.
You can't exactly say that.
Well, I imagine a lot of people...
And I lose so much street cred. I lose all my street cred. It's gone. Take my crunchy card.
I think that's a bad basis for crunchy cardness.
I know, but it is. It is what it is.
Because it's not a pillar people should be standing on.
I know. I think, honestly, I really do think the daily choices that you make are the most important.
That's what crunchy is.
But a lot of people say who you are, the birth story that you had, that like birth trauma, etc., like makes you who you are.
Well, that's alarming. And so
I was brought into this world with Pitocin because my mom also, her water breaks and nothing happens.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, but
I am who I am because of Pitocin.
Dumb. That's all that is discouraging people. And I know it's encouraging young mothers to go a certain route. I get that. But then all you're doing is discouraging anybody who's ever made a different choice than you when you say those kinds of things. And that's probably the majority of people. And I think that's crazy.
I don't really get what you're saying.
The people who say that your birth story determines your entire life and who you're going to be. You're a horrible person because of how you were born.
No.
There's nothing you can do about it.
That's not what they're saying.
There's nothing you can do about it. Just shut your mouth. You were born a certain way.
They're saying
Get out of my house.
We all have trauma.
Get out of my house.
So your trauma is, it starts.
Listen, your trauma defines you. You are your trauma. That's what I hear. You, dear, are your trauma. Wear it. Wear it. You were born under Pitocin and in a hospital with bright lights. Ooh, your life's going to be bad. Your life's going to be bad.
You don't even know what you're talking about.
That's all I hear. That's what I hear. When people are talking about, that's what people hear. And that's what people hate about that type of person, is that is what they hear. I'm not saying that's what they're saying, but that's what people hear, because that's what I hear. And if I hear it, I'm not the only one. I'm not crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
Am I wrong?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think there's only so much you can do personally there. At some point, you just have to give it up.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah. And I do think
it
like
can be dangerous.
Disagreeing
with me.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, I don't think you should discredit that. There probably is something.
I'm just saying
to that.
All
and
it
some
sounds like.
women,
how does that benefit you?
Well, some women also like really wanted to have a certain experience and then didn't get it. So they do experience trauma.
I know. So why do people pile on? That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about the mom on the other side of it.
Yeah.
Who's like, I did everything perfectly.
But their
so you are your trauma. I didn't have any.
Your experience.
Like, you're giving me trauma right now.
No, their experience doesn't discredit your experience, and your experience doesn't discredit their experience.
I can't believe I'm here right now. But it
is funny. I think social media has made it where people believe that they can. Social media has made it where you don't realize how many people, quote unquote, fail at their ideal
and everybody thinks
goals.
They're an authority on everything.
Yeah.
Too, so it's like, bleh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, if we have another one, I guess what I've been told is I didn't eat enough dates.
I'm sure you probably didn't eat enough
massive amounts of dates. I ate dates, but just not enough.
And then some other lady over there saying, if you eat too many dates.
I am a little concerned about the sugar content of the dates, but we'll see.
Your kid's going to come out hyper. I've had sugar. I was born with a sugar trauma.
Did we already talk about the reishi babies in the podcast?
Mushrooms?
Yeah, the mushroom.
No.
Reishi babies. Apparently, if moms who take reishi mushrooms while they're pregnant, their babies come out super chill. So I'm going to eat dates and reishi tinctures, and
we're going to birth a hippie.
We'll see. See what happens.
It's going to come out with like, I don't know, dirty hair.
They do come out with dirty hair.
And bare feet.
That is how babies are born.
Holding up the peace sign.
Probably happened many times. Babies do weird things with their hands. I think
if
I
our
remember
baby comes out barefoot, I'm blaming you.
I remember Oaks doing the I love you sign like very, very early. And it was like, oh, I love you too.
It's adorable. He knew exactly what he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we've been there. You've been there. Couldn't believe we were there. We've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Tell us in the comments, what was the time you couldn't believe that you were there? I'd be interested to know.
I am interested.
I would. I would love to hear the story. If you don't have a comment, you can email us at our website, reallyverycrunchy.com. Click contact. I think it might be /contact. Email us. Tell us something. We might read some on air. That'd be kind of cool, especially some of the cooler ones. Like, I met Jason Morrow at a Walmart one time. It's happened to one or two of you.
It's so many.
I'm just kidding.
We are the obscure people that people are like, I met Emily Morrow.
I met an almost famous person once. You know the Morrows? No, you don't?
You
okay.
don't know.
I met him though. Cool. Well, I met Jim at the market. It's really nice. Yeah. Well, tell us. Oh, you know what? I can't believe you're going to write a review for this podcast. A 5-star review. Just click 5 stars. And if it allows you to, and if you're on YouTube, drop a comment. Tell us what you like.
What you
just tell us something.
Something. Just say it.
We need engagement, people. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Even if you don't comment or like or review, we are still grateful that you're here. So thanks so much for listening.
I actually wonder if this episode makes us seem incredibly lame.
Probably so lame.
This is like, what are some of the highlights of our life? Well, I
messaged Carrie Underwood.
Messaged Carrie once.
She blocked me.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.